The massive bay doors sealed behind the Endurance with a deep, metallic clang that echoed through the empty space like the closing of a tomb. Inside the black ship, absolute silence pressed in from every direction. No hum of engines, no distant throb of machinery, only the faint crackle of the scout ship's cooling hull and the quick, uneven breathing of 5 humans who had just escaped death by the narrowest margin. Captain Jax Harlan stood at the open hatch of the Endurance, pulse rifle in both hands, barrel pointed down, but finger resting near the trigger. His suit lights cut narrow cones through the darkness, revealing a deck that stretched away into shadow. The floor was perfectly smooth obsidian black, polished so cleanly it reflected his helmet lamp like dark glass. Strange angular patterns, lines, and interlocking shapes glowed faintly in pale blue along the walls, pulsing slowly like a heartbeat just waking up. Mia stepped up beside him, her own rifle raised. She had pulled her helmet visor down, but Jax could see her eyes wide behind the transparent faceplate. "This place is impossible," she whispered. "No corrosion, no dust buildup. Nothing looks old, even though scans say this thing's been drifting for centuries at least." "Centuries?" Rico grunted from behind them. He carried a heavy repeater slung across his chest, the weapon's power cell already humming. "Feels older than that. Feels like it was never meant for light." Lena stayed at the hatchway, one hand on the frame, scanner in the other. Atmospheres breathable. Nitrogen-oxygen mix, almost Earth standard. Temperature 21 Celsius. Gravity 1.02 G. "It's like someone tuned it for us." Toro, the big medic, said nothing. He just stared into the gloom, shoulders tense, like a man waiting for the first punch in a bar fight. Jax took one careful step forward. His boot made no sound on the deck. "Stay sharp. We don't know if this is abandoned or just sleeping." The moment his second foot left the ramp, the blue symbols along the walls brightened. A soft chime clean, almost musical, sounded from somewhere overhead. Then the mechanical voice returned, calm and genderless, speaking perfect, unaccented English. "Human genetic markers confirmed. Access granted. Welcome aboard the Etherean, Vanguard class void vessel. Core systems initiating restart sequence. Estimated time to full operational status, 7 minutes." Jax froze mid-step. The crew behind him went rigid. "Etherean," Mia repeated. "That's not human. Not any human language I've ever heard." "Doesn't matter what it's called right now," Jax said quietly. "It just said, human genetic markers confirmed. It knows us." "How?" No one answered. The silence stretched. Then the deck lights, long strips embedded in the ceiling, flickered on one section at a time, marching away into the distance like a runway coming alive. The glow was cool white, not harsh, just enough to see without blinding. The bay was enormous, easily 2 kilometers long, maybe more. Crates and sealed pods lined the walls, their surfaces unmarked except for more of those glowing symbols. In the center of the bay sat what looked like 3 smaller craft, sleek, dart-shaped fighters that made the Zorath interceptors look like children's toys. Jax lowered his rifle slightly. "Mia, Rico, flank left and right. Lena, stay on comms with the Endurance. Toro, cover the rear. We move slow. We touch nothing until we know what touches back." They advanced in a loose diamond formation, boots silent on the perfect floor. Every few meters, another strip of lights came on ahead of them, as if the ship itself was guiding their path. The air smelled faintly metallic, like ozone after a thunderstorm, but clean. After about 50 meters, the corridor opened into a wider chamber. A raised platform dominated the center, circular, with a single tall console at its heart. Above the console floated a holographic sphere, maybe 2 meters across, slowly rotating. Inside the sphere, faint star maps shimmered, galaxies, nebulae, trade routes, all in soft blues and golds. The mechanical voice spoke again, closer this time, almost intimate. "Query detected. Identity: Captain Jax Harlan, Earth Exploratory Command. Rank 06. Service record: 17 combat actions for void rescues. 1 confirmed first contact incident. Authorization level: provisional command override accepted." Jax's mouth went dry. "It knows my name, my rank, My record. Lena's scanner beeped urgently. It's pulling data from our suits, from the Endurance's logs. It's reading everything. Mia stepped closer to the console, eyes locked on the hologram. If it's reading us, maybe we can read it back. Don't, Jack started, but Mia was already reaching out. Her gloved fingers brushed the edge of the console. The hologram flared bright. A new voice, still mechanical, but warmer somehow, spoke. Welcome, Captain Harlan. I am the Sentinel interface of the Etherian. This vessel has waited long for worthy inheritors. The old command codes are degraded, but human biometric resonance remains intact. You may assume temporary command authority. Jax felt the hairs on the back of his neck stand up. Inheritors? Of what? Humanity, the Sentinel answered simply. The Builders, the first Voyagers, the ones who faced the dark before the stars had names. The crew exchanged glances. Toro broke the stunned silence. Bullshit. Humans didn't build anything like this 1,000 years ago. Hell, we barely had steam engines 200 years back. Chronology discrepancy noted, Sentinel replied. Temporal reference frame adjusted. Your current calendar places this vessel's last active period at approximately 4,872 Earth years ago. The Builders were human. Their descendants scattered. Some remained on the cradle world, Earth. Others were lost to the void. You are the remnant. The signal has returned. Jax's mind raced. Ancient humans? Lost colonies? It sounded like myth, like spacer stories told over cheap liquor in outpost bars. But the ship was real. The voice was real. The technology humming around them was real. And outside, the Zorath were still hunting. Sentinel, Jax said carefully, can you show us the external view? Our pursuers. The hologram shifted. The star map vanished. In its place appeared a perfect real-time feed of the space outside the bay doors. 3 Zorath fighters circled at a cautious distance. Their weapons arrays glowed hot. A larger ship, probably Vex command cruiser, approached slowly from the starboard side, its hull bristling with missile pods. They are scanning, Sentinel reported. Their sensors detect no active defenses. They believe this vessel is derelict. They will attempt boarding within the next 4 minutes. Mia swore under her breath. We can't fight a cruiser with the Endurance. Not even close. Jax looked around the chamber. Sentinel, what weapons does this ship have? Primary armaments, graviton lances, phase disruptor arrays, void shield generators, singularity torpedoes. Secondary, point defense plasma clusters, boarding repulsors. All systems at 98% nominal following restart. Rico let out a low whistle. Singularity torpedoes? That's end-of-the-line stuff. Black hole in a can. Jax felt a strange calm settle over him. The calm that came right before everything went to hell or everything became possible. Sentinel, are those weapons online? Affirmative. Targeting solutions available. However, command override requires your verbal authorization and biometric lock. Jax stepped up to the console. A small panel rose from the surface, a palm scanner glowing faintly green. He looked at his crew. Mia nodded once. Rico gave a tight grin. Lena swallowed hard, but didn't look away. Toro just shrugged, massive shoulders rolling. Better us than them. Jax placed his hand on the scanner. A warm tingle ran up his arm. The console chimed. Biometric lock confirmed. Command authority transferred to Captain Jax Harlan. The Etherian is yours. The hologram exploded with data, weapon status, shield integrity, engine output, crew manifest from millennia ago. Names scrolled past, human names. Places Jax had never heard of. Dates that didn't match anything in Earth's history books. Outside, the Zorath cruiser fired a warning shot. A thin lance of plasma struck the black ship's hull. The impact barely registered. No tremor, no alarm. The Sentinel's calm voice cut in. Enemy fire detected. Void shield integrity, 100%. No damage. Jax stared at the feed. They just hit us with capital-grade weapons, and nothing happened. Correct, Sentinel said. Shall I return fire? Jax hesitated only a second. Target the fighters first. Disable, don't destroy yet. I want them to run home and tell someone what just happened. Understood. Engaging. The bay doors didn't open. Instead, sections of the black hull simply parted. Long slits appeared along the side, facing the Zorath ships. Blue-white light flared inside them. 3 beams, thin as needles, impossibly bright, lanced out. Each struck one fighter dead center. No explosion, no fireball. The ships simply folded in on themselves, metal crumpling like paper in a fist, then vanished into pinpoints of light. Gone. The cruiser lurched backward, engines flaring in panic. Vex's voice burst over open comms, shouting, furious, terrified. What is that thing? No human junker has weapons like that. Identify yourselves. Jax hit the transmit key on the console. His voice echoed through the chamber and out into the void. This is Captain Jax Harlan of Earth. Tell your Empire the black ship is awake, and it's under human command now. Silence on the other end. Then the cruiser spun, engines burning white-hot, and fled into the dark. Inside the Etherean, the crew let out breaths they hadn't realized they were holding. Mia laughed, short, shaky. Holy shit, we just scared off a Zorath cruiser. Rico clapped Jax on the shoulder. Captain, what now? Jax looked at the hologram. The star map had returned, but now red markers blinked, dozens of them, spreading outward from their position like ripples in a pond. Sentinel, he asked quietly, what are those? Void Swarm Scout elements, the interface answered. They have detected the Etherean's reactivation signature. They are converging. Estimated arrival of main swarm force, 72 standard hours. Jax felt the weight settle on him. Not just Zorath now. Something worse. He turned to his crew. We have 3 days to figure out what this ship can really do. We need more hands. We need allies. And we need to understand why an ancient human ship was waiting out here and why it waited for us. The lights brightened slightly, as if approving. Course recommendation? Sentinel asked. Jax stared into the starfield. Somewhere out there, empires would soon learn that humans weren't weak primitives anymore. Set course for the nearest neutral station, he said. Full speed. Let's see who wants to talk to the crew of a ghost ship. The deck vibrated faintly. Engines, massive, ancient, unstoppable, began to hum. The Etherean moved, and the void itself seemed to lean in listening. The black ship is alive, armed, and answering to humans. But the void swarm is coming. What secrets does the Etherean still hide? Who, or what, will they meet at the neutral station? For more, stay tuned with us for next moves.